Okay. All right. I'm back. I just had too many things in my pocket. Okay. So, real quick, we're going to go in here covertly. I'm going to film any interaction I may have with this particular establishment. Now, the owner might not be here, so it might just be nothing at all. But this particular restaurant, we went here during the pandemic and declined to wear a mask, and we were very cordial about it. They said we could sit outside. And then at a certain point, they came out, and the owner began to scream at me that I was the reason people were dying. I promptly began to tell him the CDC was lying to him, and he began to call the cops. It was very, very erratic. He was literally crouching back and down like some kind of wild cheetah, screaming at me. And I was told by a number of people. I mean, they even kicked out a cop that didn't have his mask with him. I was told by a number of people that these folks are a bit touched, but they ended up putting a sign on the window to describe the word rat liquor. After this incident, the next day was a sign: no rat liquors allowed. Rat liquor was a term that came from the days of the Black Plague. Apparently, there were people that did not believe that rats were spreading the plague, so they were termed rat liquors. So I was called a rat liquor here. We're going to go in and we're going to see how things are going and what they think about the current state of things and all the stuff that we already knew about that's now come out and been exposed about this stupid pandemic. Let's turn the camera around and go see what's going on. How's it going, Dave, my man?
Good. How you doing, bud?
Doing good. Good about yourself. It's a glass of water for a minute. Yeah, thank you.
I do have someone sitting here.
Oh, no problem. Move over here. Yeah.
And he's mostly friendly, so you lucked out.
Yeah. Well, I don't bite either, so
Get along grandly, then.
nice. So parts, appreciate that.
Of course.
Thank you. You got a menu? All right.
Yeah, and then we get a New York strip with a multi-honey chimichurri sauce served with roasted yukon potatoes, vegetables, super simple.
Nice. Nice. The owner here today?
What was that?
Is the owner here today?
The owner might be here today. We'll find out.
No big deal. Just asking. All right. I'll tell you what. Normally, the owners are right there because the owner, it's a husband and wife, and the owner cooks. and then she will bartend, but and do seating and stuff. But I don't want to go in there and be too disruptive at this point because none of those people were in there when all that took place. So we're just going to talk real quick about the plandemic and what really happened. I'll give you a few minutes here and get going. But be on the lookout for more good live stuff. I'm going to be creating some content for the YouTube channel. And we'll go on, we'll do some man on the street stuff. We're going to do some street evangelism. And I'm really excited about that. When I finally get my voice back and this bronchial infection, whatever it is, I will say if whatever I have now, if that would have been the thing that was going around during the stupid pandemic, I would have been a lot more attentive to some of their asinine laws and mandates. But as it stood, the medicine that they had set up for everybody killed more people than any kind of a cold. How many heard the term remdesivir? Remdesivir went in and exacerbated any problems that you might already have. And really, the vaccine made from cobra venom goes in and targets whatever problems that you might already have. So far from being a rat licker, someone that stood against these unjust, illegal mandates to stifle your breathing and take a untested shot to go to work. We're the ones that were the stalwart wall against tyranny. And there's a really cool thing called the doctrine of interposition. And the doctrine of interposition just talks about standing between the tyranny and the people. It's just a position. It's not a violent thing. It's something that we see very prevalent in Christianity. If you've ever heard of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they refused to bow down to the statue of Nebuchadnezzar because they worshipped Yahweh, the one true living God. And so when they did that, they were thrown into, the fiery furnace. And behold, there was a fourth man in there, even Jesus, and only their bonds were burned, right? So it's a fascinating historical account of the work of God in the lives of those that are willing to stand against tyranny, against really idolatry. And so it was very sad to watch the whole country lay down for that. Most churches completely kowtowed to the government telling them that they couldn't gather while everybody was going to Walmart and Home Depot. You couldn't go to the beach, but you could sure go get you some home improvement materials. How asinine. America, what has become of us? What did you allow? We the people? Have you ever thought about that? I mean, hey, what's up, GS? Hey, I got people on YouTube. All right, well, hey, I was gonna do something cool, do a live video, go in here and troll this restaurant. Obviously, it would have to be covert because it's a private establishment. I wanted people to see the sheer insanity of these folks, and indeed, the day that they attacked us, there was a couple pulled up and they had been working for the man and they were there to get their check. And the kid, yells out to this man, just go inside, Rob, or whatever his name was. And they begin to tell us these people are crazy. They're out of their minds. He was very difficult to work for. And, one of those kind of guys. And I'm sure it would make a heck of a video, but I'm not going to go in there and rile everybody up when they're not even at the front. Normally they're there, seating and she's bartending and then the husband cooks. But when I went there, we just said, no, I said, I'm not sick. I don't need a mask. And then she was just out of her mind and wouldn't give me a menu. I said, we're going to sit outside. Then he came out, said we could sit outside. And then when we did, some other guys were talking to me while they sat my wife and kids down. And then she wouldn't even set the silverware and menu down for my wife and kids unless they put a mask on. My wife's like, we just went through this. She's like, well, I'm 6 feet away from you. And that's when my wife got up because she had been telling me, please stop, please, don't cause a scene. And that's when she got up and she says, we're out of here. And so they all walked over. And then this guy, this owner, comes running out. He's like, I want to have a word with you. And I said, that's great. Let's talk. And he began to tell me how important it was that I follow the mandates. And and I told him, well, it doesn't do anything to have a mask on your face. And he crouches back. He's like, you're the reason people are dying. And I said, the CDC is lying to you. And he says, I'm calling the police. That literally went like that. The kids are like, oh, don't take my daddy to jail. I just shook my head. I said, let's go. We went around the corner, went to the pizza shop, had no problems. In Idaho, we could vote with our feet. In so many states like California, there was no doing that. And everybody literally being told to stay in their homes, people having to go out and police their own streets with weapons. That wasn't on the news much because of, BLM rolling into places and everything like that. But, the mandates destroyed so much of what America is about, and we're not going to let that happen again. And people like this, the stats now and the numbers now are so astronomical and in our face about how the shots killed more people than the stupid virus. And in England alone, there's 300,000 people claiming adverse reactions. I mean, that's unheard of. They had one for the H1N1 vax and took it off the shelf, right? Yeah, I wouldn't eat there. But, you know, so it's ironic they use this term rat liquor, GS, to describe people who wouldn't put a mask on. uh, Phenomenal. But I tried to stand that ground in where we live and with the little bit of freedom that we have and to say, hey, look, I want to have a good time in your store. I want to give you my money for your stuff. All right. But I want to have no shirt, no shoes, no service. Hey, great. All right. But what you don't have the right to tell me what to do with my health. It'd be like asking me to eat a whole box of ho-hos in order to shop here. You don't have that right. My health is my radical responsibility. Let me run it. I'm not sick. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Stand back. We're going to give you our money for your stuff. Oh, no, no, no. Because the government said it's this way, because CNN said it's this way, because Fox told me that this is what's happening. And we got to fast track this thing to what? It didn't work. It didn't make any difference. It's, if anything comes through, it's just like it always is. It has to run its course. Everything's a COVID. There was a time of Adam. These are colds. And so we've anything made it worse, and we exacerbate these things. And so, yeah, Scott says he's still shadow banned on FB. Well, I'm of course shadow banned. Scott is not a relation to me, by the way. He's a friend. And we know our stuff stays lower on the feed and stuff. That's why I'm trying to work together with guys like GS and others. I love Generally Specific and the way he handles himself and promotes himself on YouTube. But he helps others with, you know, traffic and exposure, because we got to start using this stuff and use it back. It's already been used, and it's backfired on a lot of the elites, and the internet certainly did. But there's so many ways and modes of operation that we can use to kick back, and we ought to stand, speak, go stand, speak. That's a biblical mandate, right? Take the word to the people. And if something's true, by the way, that truth belongs to Christ. So we should certainly, have a gospel foot forward, but we can talk about other things that are true. Scott, I'm not going to go in there. I'm not going to eat. I just making this video because I wanted to do a live video in there, but I don't think guys want to just go in there and watch me have a meal. I would have to get that owner to come out and have a direct conversation with him about that incident. I wanted to go in there and bring it up, start talking about, all the stuff, and until we got into the meat of it. But I knew it might go like this. Thanks everybody for watching. Quick video, 15 minutes, and we're gonna do more stuff later. But any suggestions or ideas that you'd like to see me do or to approach people, because we have the truth, right? We have the gospel, right? And so it takes verve and articulation. It takes compassion to gently deal with sheeple and sheep. And there's a difference between the mindless sheeple and the lambs of God, by the way. All right. So, yes, Christians are considered sheep because we need a shepherd. But I see a difference in the sheeple who are just so mind washed and go along with whatever's being told them, and they're tossed with every wave because they don't have a grounding of truth. And of course, we find that in the Word of God. But I appreciate you guys, everybody, for watching. And yeah, it's fun. Hey, Gangster Ghost. Thanks, Scott. Gangster Ghost, can you go on my show? Hey, I appreciate that invite. Last time that was pretty fun, right? That was raucous, man. It was like a gang of gaggling demons laughing when I was trying to talk about, what was it, the Grand Canyon and some other things, and the fact that Mount Sinai is in Arabia. Yeah, I'm getting off topic, but whatever you think about all that other stuff, chariot wheels and stuff, Mount Sinai is in Arabia. So I mean, we got to deal with that. But anyway, yeah, I appreciate it. I got to go do some stuff. I'm getting over here to help some people, and we're going to take care of some car problems and stuff. So appreciate you guys, everybody. Thank you. God bless you. GS, I will stay safe. Thank you, Chris. Thanks, Gigi, for the invite. And yeah, we'll catch you on the flip side. All right, Lions Dilemma out.